Guys, get ready. We're about to start.
Good return. It's a flag. There's a flag on the play. East receivers are signaling a fumble. It's recovered by East.
East has recovered the ball at the 30 on the opening kickoff.
Fumble is recovered by James Basili for the Cougars and Downingtown East.
The fumble's been recovered by Downingtown East's James Basili.
West, 30.
We're going to see where the refs will spot it. They're going to put it right at the 30-yard line, giving East a short field to start their opening possession of the game.
If I could just stay on the phone.
The run up the middle doesn't get anywhere.
4 yards.
Quarterback's coming in.
Okay, we're going to try it.
Ball here. Lined up.
2 receivers on the right for Downingtown East.
Drew Person picks up 5.
Drew Person under center, 2 backs.
Alex Rosano
right.
on the tackle.
Blown dead with a flag.
Is that okay?
What?
So just assume that your lag is offside. And we'll look jerking movements.
It's going to be signaled as offside on the defense.
Alright, you're not hearing anything? Alright, then yeah, it's fine.
Alright, just tell Ben to call out.
Penalty is offsides against Downingtown West. It's 2nd and 1 at the 21.
Mike, further from your mouth.
Second and 1 at the 21 for Downingtown East. 21 yards from the end zone.
Call Ben.
Handoff. Struggling. Taken down. It'll be 3rd down and probably 2.
Call Ben.
Looks like this will be 3rd down and 3 yards to go for Downingtown East.
Spencer Ugla carries the football. Will Mahmood in on the tackle. Loss on the play. It's 2nd down.
Hand it off. Down the middle.
Break. Down to about the 11, maybe 12-yard line.
If one of us is calling the play, then like other person doesn't.
Ugla carries the football. Julian Williams in on the
Good carry
play
by
for
Spencer
the
Ugla to get
Whippets.
Downingtown East
It's a first down now for Downingtown East on the 11.
Drew Person in the shotgun. It's another handoff. Spencer Ugla stuffed at the line.
Ugla carries. Ryan Waters in on the tackle. 2nd down.
1 receiver on each side of Person. He's lined up under center, 2 backs.
Connor Noble on the right.
Handoff down the middle.
To the left.
Outside. Block. Good block. Touchdown, Downingtown East.
Downingtown East will score on their opening drive of the game after forcing a fumble on the kickoff. Noble on the right.
And you can really see what middle.
To the left.
Outside. Block. Good block. Touchdown, Downingtown East. Downingtown West is a very good run-stopping package, but East is able to get a crack and run to the left side for a touchdown.
It looks like Downingtown East might be going for 2 here already. I stand corrected.
And it is a good field goal try.
Joel Mindek kicks the extra point. And the score is Downingtown East 7, Downingtown West 0. The touchdown drive covered 30 yards and
I
6
saw Connor
plays
go
in 1
over here, and I
minute
was like, what?
58 seconds.
Yeah, because he's a blocker. Tight ends block on these plays.
That drive alone shows just how good Downingtown East's rush has been this season. I mean, just looking at their stats, they have about 245 rushing yards per game, the highest of any team in the Chestmont League.
I was just calling to let you know this is the way you're going to be talking to me the game. Alright.
Who's back for a turn? Can you see the number?
I can't see.
Alright.
West will take the
Alright,
kickoff.
sounds
Let's see what
I see it.
happens.
Is that 16 or 15? I can't tell. There's no tape in the. Oh wait, yes there is it.
No, it's Julian Williams.
Julian Williams. Yeah, okay, I'll call it.
Julian Williams back to return this kickoff.
Drums it over.
Move Alex to you like a few yards if you get it.
And Downingtown East on the kickoff. The ball is in the air. Short kick. Up. Touchback for Downingtown West.
Downingtown West will take their first possession of the game from their own 20-yard line. Let's see what Will Howard and this high-powered offense can do. We've seen
Spencer
Tyreek
Michalski,
Lewis,
the kicker
going
for
around.
Downingtown West,
Seen Tyreek
kicks it
Lewis
through the end
can
zone.
burst into the
Touchback.
end
First
zone
down,
almost on
Whippets
command. Let's
on
see
the
what he
20.
can show us.
Important to note that Downingtown West has the best offense in the league this year, averaging about 40.2 points per game.
Howard in shotgun, hands it off, stuffed right at the line. Might even be a loss of a yard.
Yeah.
Alex Rosano,
That better?
the ball carrier.
Alright.
EJ Grubb in on the tackle for the Cougars.
Something important for Downingtown West here is going to be getting Tyreek Lewis to an early start in this game. He's an absolute monster with the ball in his hands. He scored countless touchdowns on running plays this year.
See, Tyreek Lewis is split out wide on this play. Howard back again in the shotgun. Howard looks downfield. It is caught!
Down at about the...
Alex Rosano with a long chunk play.
Howard's pass to Rosano is complete.
It'll be
First down. Justin Townsend
It'll be
in on
spotted
the
at the
tackle
49 for
for
Downingtown West.
Downingtown East. It'll be first down on the West 49 after the 30-yard gain.
Will Howard under center. Two backs behind him. Two wide receivers out for his right. One in motion. Handoff. Tyreek Lewis is going to power his way to about 4, maybe 5 yards.
Tyreek Lewis, the ball carrier. Garrett Grifton then on the defense for the Cougars. Gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5 at the 46.
Tyreek Lewis in the backfield again. Two receivers in motion.
Tyreek Lewis out. Will Howard will keep and run for the first down and way more. Will Howard 10-yard line.
Howard keeps the football, picks up the first down and more. Cannon Lucas Murphy in on the tackle.
Lewis out. Will Howard will keep and run
Goes on
for
the
the first
9-yard
down and
down
way
and
more.
a 37-yard gain. It's 1st and goal.
If they score
Okay,
two
cool.
left, you'll be in shot to save it.
Will Howard motions out of under center. He's now in shotgun. Two backs on either side. Screen. Julian Williams brought down at around the 3-yard line.
Alex didn't go in motion. You tell him.
Pass to Julian Williams Ugla in on the tackle.
Howard under center. Handoff into the end zone is Tyreek Lewis.
That's what
Just as we expected. Left eye power on.
Tyreek Lewis goes
Blows
into the
by
end zone for the
Downingtown.
Downingtown West
This
touchdown.
is very early in the game, so we may see a lot of strategy change from both of these teams as the game wears on.
Will Howard leading this first possession for Downingtown West into a touchdown. He's been an absolute monster this season with a 54.1% completion rate.
Spencer Michalski.
Looks like this will be third down and 3 yards to go for Downingtown East.
Spencer Michalski on the point after try.
Come on, Spence.
It is
Yeah.
good. 7-7. So,
Kicker's
start the game,
good.
2
The
quick
score is
possessions
tied
by
at
both
7.
teams. East got a short field to start this quarter, this game. They immediately took it in and converted on the run. And West, with their high-powered offense, walked right down the field and waltzed into the end zone with near no resistance.
Touchdown drive, covered 80 yards in 6 plays in 2 minutes 52 seconds.
Now we're going to see Downingtown East returning the ball for the first time. It's a matter of who returns it. It's either going to be Stanley Bryan, Spencer Ugla, Josh Asante. All 3 of them have had amazing seasons. Really developing the run game for Downingtown East. They're going to be huge in the game tonight.
So I see 2 receivers back, depending on which way the kick falls. It's pretty windy up here tonight. It's going to be a straight kick down. And, oh, it's muffed in the end zone, but it will be a touchback. Downingtown East will take this at their own 20-yard line to start their own second possession of the game. Here's Downingtown East lining up for their second possession of the game. Drew Person finds himself under center again. 2 backs in the backfield. It's a handoff. Up the middle, gashes that hole for a big gain. That'll be just about an 18-yard gain. Backfield, it's a handoff. Down East. That's Spencer.
Ugla, the ball carrier, Pelkison in on the tackle. It's a
19-yard
first
run
down
by
for the
Spencer
Cougars
Ugla.
on the 37.
Back. Top. Coaches on the O thing. Unless you switch them over.
Ugla, the ball carrier, Brad Pezic in on the tackle.
Ugla
Ball's on the
continues to show
44,
his
gain of
dominance at
7,
running back.
second down.
He's just running all over the West defense tonight. A defense that has been very good at stopping the run. Again, another run that's going to get him maybe the first down. He may be just a little short.
We're going to see a lot of running plays from Downingtown East tonight. They have about 3 times as many yards rushing this season as they do passing.
Ugla picks up the first down. Pezic in on the tackle for the Whippets. It's first down, Downingtown East on the 47.
The refs will give Ugla the first down on that previous run. Just another show of his running dominance. Person in the shotgun, he'll keep it, throw. It is caught by Connor Noble, who will run, gets stopped by a pack of West defenders, and that really is what it takes to slow someone like him down. He really has that potential for big plays and to really gash the
Pass
defense
complete to Connor
on these kinds of
Noble.
pass plays.
And
We
he
hope to
picks
see him
up
a lot,
6 yards.
but West,
Pezic and
East
Mahmood
offense
on the
has not
tackle.
featured
It'll
their
be
passing
first
attack
second down
prominently much
and
at all throughout the
4
season.
on the Downingtown
And Connor Noble can
West
be really important
47.
in this game. Against Perkionen Valley, he had 123 of the 130 reception yards. Breaks through, down the field at the 30, down at the 29. scored he had 123
picks
of.
up the first down.
That'll be another long run by Stanley Bryant. Another one of the three-headed.
The 30.
One of the three-headed
First
monster
down.
that is the Downingtown East backfield.
Gain of 18, first down on the 29.
Another handoff to Bryant, and he'll continue to show that East running dominance that will be on high display tonight.
Sophomores playing like sophomores.
Right, person under center, 2 wide receivers left. Motion. Hands off. That will be more than enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal. Maybe just short of first and goal. They are spotting the ball at West 11-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 at the 11-yard line. Here's person under center, 2 backs.
Ugla picks up the
One
first
receiver
down.
out to his left. Handoff. Up to the 6-yard line, I think.
And we're going to see a lot of these running plays by Downingtown East tonight. I mean, in the second half against Perkiomen Valley earlier this season, they didn't have a single passing play. We know that they're trying to get this run game established early, and it's working.
Second down and 6 at the 7-yard line.
Person under center again, 2 wide receivers, motion on his left. It's another handoff to Ugla, who will get to the 4-yard line with that carry.
Ugla, the ball carrier. Keith Williams in on the tackle. 3rd and 3.
Spencer Ugla in the backfield again. Snap to Spencer Ugla. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Downingtown East.
Spencer Ugla goes into the end zone for the Downingtown East touchdown.
Here's Downingtown East's second point after try. And it is through the uprights. 14-7, Downingtown East.
Joel Mendak takes the extra point. The score is Downingtown East 14, Downingtown West 7.
Take the kickoff.
Why, what's up?
I just like get my hands like warm.
Just call me if you need anything extra.
The Downingtown East touchdown drive covered 80 yards in 10 plays in 3 minutes 16 seconds.
16. Julian Williams in the backfield for Downingtown West at about the 3-yard line. Downingtown East will kick off. The ball is in the air. Touchback for Downingtown West. They're going to start their drive at the 20-yard line.
Or did they start at the 25? No, 20. 20 for high school, 25 is just the NFL. Now we've seen East's high-powered run game. Now we saw in their first possession what West can do with Will Howard at the helm. Let's see if they can replicate that drive and tie this game up again as they did on their last possession. There's Howard back surrounding him. Handoff. Stuffed at the line. He won't get any yards on that one. seeing a lot of Will Howard in the
Lewis.
shotgun. It's really showing West's optimism and dependence on his passing game,
Zero
and
on
he
the
has
play.
been a
It'll be
very
2nd and
efficient
10
passer
on the
this
20.
season. He's led West offense. Here's a pass. It's caught just outside, and Alex Rosano is going to make that catch. And there was a late flag. We'll see what the flag is.
The pass is complete.
The referees are conferring. Let's see what that
bounds, and there's
looks
a
like it's
on the
flag
late
at the
hit.
conclusion of the play.
Probably be a personal foul, maybe some unnecessary roughness. Personal foul.
Late hit on defense. First down.
The referees have given it as unnecessary roughness, a personal foul, and that's going to advance West much farther than they got on that short out pass. So a little bit of help for West on their second
Personal
possession of the
foul
game.
against Downingtown East gives West the first down on the
This battle of the
39.
Brandywine. Howard in the shotgun again. Motion, hands it off to Tyreek Lewis, who is going to get 1 yard on forward progress.
Lewis, the ball carrier, picks up 2. Ugla in on the tackle. 2nd and 8.
East secondary has been amazing this game so far in shutting down Tyreek Lewis and West's rushing game.
Howard again to the shotgun. 3-man pressure is what East looks to be bringing. Here's motion. Rosano in motion. It's going to be a pass. Howard keeps. Looks downfield. Caught by Rosano. Wide open. And it's a fumble. That will be recovered by Downingtown East. What a play that looked to be by Will Howard and his receiver Alex Rosano.
Looks to be some discrepancy on the field who has
East
possession.
They recovered.
Still waiting on a call by the referees.
There's a lot of motion.
Yeah, it wasn't a call.
It will be noted
Pass
as
was complete to
West's ball.
Rosano.
Looks like someone on West was able to get to that ball after Rosano fumbled it.
Lucas Murphy tackled him, and then on the fumble, the scrum, West ends up with it, gets a first down and goal on the East 9.
Josh Rosano gets lucky there when he fumbles the ball. We almost thought East had possession at the end. He gets lucky, East doesn't recover, and they have the ball at the 10.
Here's Howard under center for the first time this drive. There's motion, handoff to Tyreek Lewis, and he's gonna get smothered again at the line. And we're really starting to see what East's defense, the #1 ranked defense
Lewis,
in the
the
Chesmont
ball
area, is
carrier.
really all about, and how they are restricting Tyreek Lewis.
Garrett
This season has
Griffin
only
in
allowed
on the
8
tackle.
points per game on average, making them the best defense
Gain
in the
of a
entire league,
yard.
as Sashwat just mentioned.
However, we still know what a threat Tyreek Lewis can be, so don't expect this to be, a regularity for the rest of the game. There's some motion for Rosano. Howard keeps, throws out, and it is touchdown! Tyreek Lewis.
The pass is complete to Tyreek Lewis. It goes 8 yards for the
And again,
Downingtown
we
West
see what
touchdown.
West's high-powered offense is able to do. Now, Downingtown East was the victim of an unnecessary roughness flag that was called very early on West's possession, and then a subsequent fumble that they forced but were unable to recover, giving West a second chance on their drive. Now here's Spencer Michalski trying the extra point. Here's a
Ball
snap.
snapped, and the point is
Good.
Michalski kicks the extra point.
And just like that, the game is back, tied, 14 each for East and West.
14.
East will get the ball back. Let's see if they can continue their dominance on the ground, and let's see if West can get a stop and maybe change the tide of this game, because the way it's going, it's going to be a shootout and a very fun offensive night.
It's been an explosive first quarter for both offenses.
Now would be the time to run alongside. Run alongside.
Yeah, 2 in the
Downingtown West
backfield for
touchdown
Downingtown
drive
East
covered
again.
80 yards in 6 plays in 2 minutes 47 seconds.
It'll be Spencer Michalski again on the kickoff for Downingtown West.
You got that play if you want it. Not now.
Downingtown West on the kickoff. The kick is up.
Cover now.
Ball
Let's
caught
cover.
at the 2, past the 10, the 20. And Downingtown East will be down at around the 34 to 35 yard line.
Hey, Mac.
It's a very good return by Downingtown East, giving them good field
Stanley
position to start
Bryant
this
turns the
third
kickoff
drive of
on
theirs.
the tackle.
Let's see if they can
Tom
run up the
DeSalvo
score
for
again.
the Whippets.
Ball side. Yep.
27 or
They're bench side.
32-yard return. It'll be first down on the 35.
Yep. We just
Here's another hand. And the ball carrier is stopped at the line of scrimmage. If Downingtown West can keep this up throughout the night, it'll be really tough for East to put more points on the board. Less than a minute left in this opening quarter of East-West.
Ugla carries the football. Brian Waters, Bo Bryan in on the tackle.
You see Connor
Gain of a
Noble, Luke
yard.
Connolly on the left for Downingtown East. 2-person in the shotgun, in the pocket. Caught for Noble.
Clock ticking down. East is not taking a timeout.
Pass is complete to Ugla. Bryan in on the tackle, loss of 2. It's 3rd and 11.
Looks like this will be the last play of the first quarter. East, 3rd and 11. Let's see what Drew
And
Person can
that's the end
do
of the first quarter with the score.
at the start of the
Downingtown
next
West
quarter.
14,
What a
Downingtown
fun
East 14.
first quarter we just had. Downingtown East 14, Downingtown West 14. We'll be right back. Maybe 4th and
Ugla
short.
picks up 6 yards.
Let's
Mahmood
see
trips
what
him up
Hey,
at the 40.
let's see what
It'll be
East
fourth
goes for.
down for the Cougars.
30.
Looks like Downingtown East is going to bring out their punting unit. They don't want to risk going for this 4th down early on in the game.
Right.
It was a good run to the right of the field by Spencer Ugla, but he was tripped up as he made that break to the outside, and West defense was able to force 3 and out on the Downingtown East offense.
Williams in the backfield for Downingtown West. Punted back. Caught at the 16. Williams breaks 1 tackle. down at the 15.
There's a late flag on the play, though. Back near where Williams was taken down. Let's see what the refs give this as.
45-yard punt
30, middle of the field.
by Mendak.
30, middle of the field.
Taken in by Lewis. There's a flag at the conclusion of the play.
It will be another personal foul against Downingtown East punting unit, which will move the ball up for West to about the 30-yard line, maybe just past it.
So as a result of the penalty, West will start the drive on the 32.
I'm sorry, Will Howard.
Howard keeps after a little bit of switching. We got some blockers in front for Tyreek Lewis.
You'll get the first down.
And there was a fumble, and it will be recovered by Downingtown East. Downingtown East, their tackling has been immensely powerful, and you're really able to see how they can lock down West's ball carriers. That's East's third forced fumble of the night, second fumble recovery. And it's just the beginning of the second quarter. Let's see. Now, East offense will get another chance with good field position on West's side of the 50. Let's see, person under center. Keeps. He'll take a long chance down the field. It is almost picked off through the hands of the defensive back. What a chance that could have been for Downingtown West to get the ball exactly back almost where they started their last possession. Person is unlucky that that was not picked off, and East could be off the field, but they will get another chance to make things happen.
Long time to say that, boys. They had too many men. They had too many men. Call it.
It's a timeout for Downingtown East.
Downingtown East takes a timeout. Other fall sports here. Girls golf, Downingtown East 9-1. They defeated West. Boys golf, Downingtown East defeated West twice this year. East is 10-2. Girls tennis, the Downingtown West team is 16-1 overall, and they defeated East. The Downingtown East girls volleyball team is currently undefeated, 15-0. They defeated West. Girls soccer team for Downingtown East is 9-1-1. They defeated West. Boys soccer, they didn't play. Field hockey,
If you're just joining us on STEM TV's presentation of the Battle of the Brandywine, what an exciting first quarter we've had, and a very fun start to the second quarter that has carried on and is showing to be more of the same, and we're in for an exciting night. Both East and West showed how quickly they can move up and down the field, and we'll see what Drew Person can do on second down. Here, a little bit of motion on his left, two backs, handoff, Ogla through the middle. Oh. And Ogla will move the ball up maybe 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
Person finds himself in shotgun again. Snap, pass, short pass out. What a move.
About 2 yards short of the first down for Downingtown East.
No, I think he's up, right? I think he's good.
Matt Glazer.
And they will give him the first down.
First down.
For the reach while he was being tackled. First down, Matt Glazer with the reception and the run after. Fullback coming out. This person under center. Bryant in the backfield. Motion. Hand off to Bryant. Up the middle. He'll get about 2 yards on that run up the middle. And East running game has just been able to find these little small runs that are able to keep them on the field.
Bryant picks up a couple of yards. 2nd and 7.
Person under center.
Counter.
Hard hit, down at the 23.
Stanley Bryant, the ball carrier, Marcus Gaynor in on the tackle.
Stanley Bryant has been great on both offense and defense this year.
22-yard line, 3rd and 1.
Person under center, 3rd and 1. Hands off to Stanley Bryant again, who will get it depending on the referee's spot. And it looks like the chains are being moved.
Bryant.
1st down, Downingtown East.
Carrier. Bo Bryan in on the tackle. It's 1st down for East on the 20.
Handoff again.
Get him, Bo. Get him.
That'll be another 3-yard gain. It's going to set up 2nd and 7.
Ugla carries the football
At the 18-yard line for Downingtown East. Person under center. 2 backs. Play action, and there's going to be a lot of players in the backfield. Open pass. It was a high pass. Person felt that Downingtown West pass rush coming up on him. It was good pressure by Downingtown West, and that's what they've been able to do all year against other teams and their offensive lines. If that continues tonight, Person will find himself in a lot of trouble on these kinds of play action and his standard passes. 3rd and 7. West's 18-yard line. Person in the shotgun. Motion on his right. Hand off to Ugla, is brought down. It'll set up 4th and 6 if they award him the yard. Let's see what
on the play. It'll be
East.
4th down and 7
It doesn't
on
look
the
like East is
17.
bringing out their kicking unit, so it looks like they're going to go here on 4th and 7 at the 17.
Person, 3 on his left, 1 on his right. Backfield to his left. Pass. Targets on the right. Incomplete, but it would have been tough. I don't think he would have been able to bring his feet down on that. The drive stalls for Downingtown East at West's 20-yard line, and that is exactly where West's offense, led by Will Howard, will pick up. Oh, yeah. I can't. But yeah, I know what you mean. Wait, it's.
Yeah, bottom left is ball left. Pushing to go for the lead here. Howard in the shotgun formation.
And
timeout.
looks like West has taken a timeout. Some time to talk things over on the field.
That'll be their first of the game. They have 2 more remaining this half.
Again, at halftime, you'll be entertained by the West marching band, and then we have a really, really special presentation.
Is Belt in or Jack? Belt's it. Belt's it. All right.
We're back from the timeout. Howard in the shotgun once again. Hands off to... Oh, fake handoff. East pass rush is getting to Howard, who has to get rid of the ball to avoid a sack and loss of yardage. It'll just be 2nd and 10 again.
Nice play action by Downingtown West there, just missed the receiver.
Hand off to Lewis, who's going to get about 5 yards, maybe 6.
It'll be 3rd and 1 at Downingtown West's own 26.
Lewis picked up 5. It's 3rd down and 2 now on the 26.
Downingtown West lining up, 1 yard to go. Will Howard in the shotgun, snaps the ball, hands it off. It doesn't look like West is going to get the first down here. It might be 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. West is going to bring out their...
Hale carries the football.
It looks like West is going to bring out their punting unit.
Max Jonas in on the tackle. It'll be 4th down and 2.
I believe that is Spencer Michalski, who will be punting for Downingtown West. 2 receivers in the backfield for Downingtown East.
Nice snap. Punt is very short. Let's see what they do with it. They're going to let it roll. And it'll be stopped at Downingtown East's 38-yard line.
.42-yard punt, no return.
Right, which one?
Be
is the
first
one
down
with
on
the
the
switch on it?
38.
All right, take that off. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna switch them out so they're both like the same. All right.
Take it back.
Little to no gain for Downingtown East on that running play. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 39.
Ball carrier, Brad Pezic in on the play. It's gain of a yard.
4 receivers out for Drew Person. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Motion.
Good penetration into the backfield. Good catch, low catch. And they're going to get a couple of yards on that.
Pass to Connor Noble. Brian Waters.
It'll be 3rd and 5 for Downingtown East on this try.
A nice reception for Connor Roble there. Instead of being taken down in the backfield, he gains another 3 or 4 yards for Downingtown East.
See 2 backs behind Drew Person, who's under center. 1 receiver out to his left. Looks like they might run it up to try and get these 5 yards. Hand off to Stanley Bryant, who will be just short from the looks of it.
Looks like
And
to
the
be
refs-
4th and 1 or 4th or 2 for Downingtown East. They
The
might punt it
refs
here.
have marked him
Bryant,
short, and it
tackled by
will be
Waters.
4th and 2. And it looks
Gain of
as
3.
if the East offense
4th down
will be
and
coming
2
off
for
the field,
Cougars on the
and the
46.
punting and special teams unit will be coming on the field. It's a quick 3 and out for Downingtown East. Let's see if West can do something with this upcoming possession.
Williams looking to receive it for Downingtown West. We have Mindek kicking it for East. The ball is snapped, and it is in the air.
Get away. Poison.
It'll land at about the 30.
Good stop. Good job, Jimmy.
Downingtown West will take over at their own 30 with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the second quarter.
24-yard punt goes out of bounds.
Almost
on the
nice.
30. Downingtown West takes over.
Will Howard under shotgun, has 3 receivers out. Almost intercepted by East. It's bobbled in the air by 2 different defensive backs on Downingtown East.
The pass is broken up.
It'll be 2nd and 10 at Downingtown West's 30.
Longo, incomplete.
Shotgun formation, 2 runners in the back. Will Howard takes the
splits
snap.
out.
Williams gets the first down. Looks like it'll be spotted at the 43 for Downingtown West.
Pretty close to that place. 44.
Pass complete to Lewis. Cannon Lucas Murphy. And on the tackle, it's a first down for the Whippets on the 44.
Will Howard under center, 2 receivers to his left, 2 backs behind him. Hands off to the fullback. Fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and is tripped up at East's 35-yard line.
That is Julian Williams for Downingtown West.
And on the tackle, it's a first down for Downingtown West on the Cougar 35.
Was it handoff? Yeah, it was a handoff. It was fake. Yeah, he faked the handoff. Oh, whatever.
Jack Garrity on the left for Downingtown West.
Here's more of the shotgun formation we've been seeing West offense in. 4 receivers, motion from right to left, snap, short
To Williams.
who tries to get around and does get around.
Doesn't look like they'll get many yards. Might only be 1 or 2.
It's gonna be,
2nd and 8 for Downingtown West.
it'll be at East's 33-yard line. Let's see if they can convert this and get a new set of downs, and then
Gain of 2.
they'll be in striking position to break this deadlock. Flip out to Tyreek Lewis, who is bottled up at the 30-yard line for a gain of 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
2.5 minutes left to play in the half. It's still all tied up 14-14. There have still been no scoring possessions in this quarter.
Defense on both sides of the ball has picked up in this second quarter. However, we have seen some offensive miscues from both East and West that have resulted in shorter possessions and far more turnovers. Let's see what Will Howard can do on 3rd and 5 in the shotgun. One behind him. Fake handoff. Chased. He's going to take it himself, and he will get the yards. Good conversion by Will Howard to give Downingtown West a new set of downs in the red zone of Downingtown East. Now let's see if West can convert this.
That's really important for Downingtown West. It'll stop the clock for them with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the half. First and 10 at the 20. Will Howard under center. Motion in the backfield.
Alex Rosano. Here's a 4-man rush. It's thrown out. Almost picked off. I don't think the receiver knew the ball was coming to him. It was a very good throw by Will Howard. If his receiver had turned around, that may have just been a touchdown reception for Alex Rosano, who has been so good this year. He's West's leading receiver with over 350 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Williams on the right. Lewis in the backfield. Person under center.
Quick handoff and multiple broken tackles to move up to Downingtown East's 5-yard line. What a run. It's a good run.
There'll be 6 yards to go for Downingtown West. Quick snap, no huddle.
Another handoff to Tyreek Lewis, who will break the goal line and call the touchdown. West breaks the deadlock, 20 to 14.
Downingtown West touchdown.
With a minute and a half left in the half, Downingtown West looks to keep the lead.
Now that drive was really the embodiment of what West can do.
It'll be Michalski on the kick for Downingtown West, looking to put them up 21-14.
West was able to use both their running game and passing game in order to effectively beat Downingtown East defense and claim this lead.
Point is good. Downingtown West 21, Downingtown East 14, with a minute and 28 seconds left in the half.
We'll see what Downingtown East can do with limited time, whether they choose to just run the ball and run the clock out, or whether they try and break this deadlock or break this game open and equalize before halftime. And remember, East will be receiving the second half kickoff. So if they can get a quick score here, and then they can get the ball back to start the second half, we could be looking at 2 quick scores for Downingtown East, swinging the game back in their favor.
Stanley Bryan and James Basili in the back for Downingtown East. Downingtown West on the kickoff. And the kick is in the air. Looks to be going towards Stanley Bryan. And it'll be a touchback for Downingtown East. They'll start their drive at the 20.
Now, we've seen a lot of good running, effective running, powerful running from Downingtown East, but we have not really seen a lot of passing attack. We're not too surprised by this. Downingtown East does not favor passing the ball a lot, especially in situations where their running game can get established. West has been able to get pressure on some situations where East has decided to let the ball be in Drew Person's hands and allow him to make the play, but plays have come few and far between. Here's another handoff right up the middle, couple of yards.
Spencer Ugla has a gain of about 4 there. It'll be 2nd and 6 with 1:19 to go.
Ugla carries the football for
James Basili on the left, Luke Connolly on the right.
East has
Person
not
under
taken
center.
timeouts yet. They've only taken 1. That was in the first quarter. Here's motion. Here's a short pass that is bobbled, but ultimately dropped by Matt Glazer, who's coming out of the backfield. He did have a catch earlier that gave Downingtown East a first down closer to West's end zone, but this is not the same here.
The incompletion will leave Downingtown East with just under a minute and a half to try to tie up the game. 77 yards and 58 seconds.
Now let's see, will East look to just run out the clock and punt back to West, or will they look to get first downs and be aggressive and try to get into scoring range before the end of the half? Person hands off and is stopped.
And West is going to stop the clock to hope to get another possession here right before the half ends. That'll bring out Downingtown East's punting unit.
Hello, just awesome bun.
Have not been up to par with their first 2 where they scored on straight possessions. West defense has really showed up, and their defensive line has really shown what they're all about and their ability to get into the backfield. They've shown consistent pressure on Drew Person on the last 2 drives, and they've got into the backfield and they've stopped runners that have been so strong for Downingtown East all throughout the year for short gains and stopped them from converting these sets of downs.
And with Downingtown East averaging under 100 passing yards per game, it's really important that they keep this running offense up.
Downingtown East has to end up relying on Drew Person. I don't see an effective way unless Drew Person has the game of his career to bring East back single-handedly into this game. They're really going to need that 3-headed backfield of Brian, Ugla, and Asante to carry them through to victory against this Downingtown West team.
Mindek on the punt. Ball's in the air.
It's a short punt. That's going to let rolled past, and East will pick it up at just about the West 34 or 33-yard line.
A 44.
They'll have 44 seconds to score again before the half ends.
One timeout, so Howard will be looking for short out routes.
Now,
Stop the clock with runs outside.
The first thing we're going to do is announce the 50-50 winning ticket. So get your tickets out. We'll do that right at the beginning of halftime tonight.
If I win, I will be the happiest person in the world.
Here's Howard in the shotgun, back switches sides. 2 receivers on his left, 1 on his right. Tyreek Lewis motions into the backfield. Throw by Howard out to Rosano, who will get pushed out of bounds, which stops the clock. It's exactly what West is looking for. These quick throws out of bounds, stop the clock, get yards.
A quick 5.5-second play for West. They gain about 7-8 yards. It's really going to be effective for them if they're trying to score before the half ends.
9, it's second down and
38.5 left on the clock before the half ends.
Here's Howard again, shotgun. 2 receivers on his right this time. Motions out of the backfield. Pass rush coming! And Howard has to throw it away in order to prevent a sack and from keeping the clock running. Incompletions do stop the clock. It'll be 3rd and 1 for West at their own 41-yard line.
Pass incomplete. 3rd down.
Just under 35 seconds left. Downingtown West 3rd and 1 on their own 41. 59 yards to go.
Play clock at 15. Let's see Howard, interestingly, under center. We haven't seen a lot of him under center tonight. Let's see what he does. He's going to hand it off to his fullback. No, he's going to keep lateral to Tyreek Lewis. Let's see, and it will be a new set of downs. Tyreek Lewis on the short run to move the chains, and it will be a stoppage of clock. West does have 1 timeout, 30 seconds. It's at their own 43-yard line. Another 57 yards to go. Based on what we've seen from West so far, it wouldn't be surprising if we saw another score before the end of the half.
Howard under shotgun. Oh, flag on the play. Looks to be an early start by might be Downingtown West.
It's offside on the defense. So that will give West a little boost and a little cushion. Move them up 5 yards to the 48-yard line.
And East can't be making mistakes like that. With only 30 seconds left in the half, they don't want to get West within field goal range. They don't want to make this a 2-possession game before the half ends.
Howard keeps.
Play action.
Back. Down the field.
Williams has the ball, tackled at the 23.
But he is not out of bounds.
It looks like the referees did rule it out of bounds. Clock will stop at 22.7.
Pass is complete to Williams. First down. Dylan Jones.
The clock has resumed. Howard keeps. Rolls out to his right. Throws downfield. Just dropped. What a catch that would have been to bring West within the 10-yard line.
12.4 seconds left on the clock, 22 yards to go. West is definitely within field goal range, but they want to push for the touchdown here.
West kicker says he can kick around 60 yards. 50s. Yeah, it's like he has no one rushing. That's what he told me. Jackson.
And now the wind will play a factor on a potential field goal try, but it looks obviously on 2nd and 10. Howard will line up in his characteristic shotgun. 2 receivers on his right, 1 in the backfield. Motion on his left. He'll keep. Pressure coming, looks to the right. Just pass interference flag. Most likely, it looked like there was contact on
the field.
Julian Williams.
If that is defensive pass interference, it'll be stopped at the 1. But it does not look to be that way.
Let's see what pass interference on the offense. Interesting call.
All right, we got one last
This
shot.
will push West back 7.4 seconds, 2nd and 10.
They're probably going to make a push for the end zone here, and if they don't get it, I can see them going for a field goal. Quick huddle up by the offense.
22 yards is not outside of Will Howard's passing range. We've seen throughout the year what kind of an arm he has. And that offensive pass interference is going to push them back 15 yards. 37 yards. Again, still well within Howard's range. We'll see. Maybe they will just try to get into field goal range and make this a 2-possession game before the half.
Rosano on the right. Howard looks to him, catches. Oh,
it is
dropped pass
by Rosano. 3.1 seconds.
It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
It is 3rd and 25 now.
3.1 seconds on the clock, and it looks like West is going to go for it.
Now it's a 37-yard. It would have to be a quick throw from Will Howard if they wanted to get shorter field position for a field goal, but this looks like it'll be straight for a touchdown. Crosser in the shallow. Will Howard looks long. Picked off in the end zone, but that'll be the half. West 21, East 14. We're going to the half. It's been an amazing game so far. We will see you after halftime. Here's West's marching band.
Thank you.
See Ferran's coming.
See West. Yeah.
Welcome back to the 2019 edition of the Battle of the Brandywine, Downingtown East versus Downingtown West. Currently, Downingtown West leads 21-14, but Downingtown East will start the half with the ball. Sasha, what do you think each team needs to do in order to succeed for the rest of this game?
Well, Downingtown East on their first 2 drives showed great power and great ability to run with their 3-headed backfield led by Bryant, Ugla, and Asante. However, after those opening 2 drives, there was really nothing, really next to nothing from that Downingtown East offense. And Downingtown West's defense really showed what they were all about and able to getting into the backfield and getting to the passer.
And we saw Downingtown West defensive line really take control after those first 2 possessions. I mean, we saw so many runs up the middle by Spencer Ugla in those first and second drives. And then immediately after, Downingtown West's defensive line figured it out, and he hasn't been able to do much since.
Now, the biggest mismatch I feel in this game so far has been that of the talent differential between Drew Person and Will Howard. I mean, Will Howard has really just consistently shown how good throws he can make.
If you want to ask what West is going to do in a second.
We've seen Will Howard make some incredibly accurate throws, just receivers weren't turning around or balls were, falling in the wrong place for them. But Drew Person was really a little bit all over the place. He couldn't really get any kind of passing rhythm down because of Downingtown West's pass rush that was getting into the backfield.
And one thing we can note about Drew Persons, though, through that first half was he was not sacked. There were multiple times in which they had a nice pass rush on Drew Persons, and he did not get sacked. He threw the ball away, or he did something to avoid that loss of yards.
Yeah, and I think both quarterbacks have been really good at avoiding loss of yards with, just getting rid of the ball or, flipping it or taking it on their own, as we saw Will Howard do multiple times in that first half, and faking handoffs or, little laterals that allow small short yardage pickups that keep your offense on the field, keep the defense of the other team on the field and tire them out so that you can take those shot plays like we saw West taking towards the end of the second half.
So what do you think Downingtown East offense needs to do in this half to put them back up next to Downingtown West?
Well, I think that what we saw towards the end of the first half with Downingtown West's pass rush and just their general defensive front 7 presence, Downingtown East offensive line really just needs to create gaps for Ugla, Bryant, and Asante to run through. And when they decide to put the ball in Drew Person's hands, they need to give Drew Person a clean pocket so that he's not flushed out. Throughout the year, we've seen Person, he can make those kinds of throws that we've seen Will Howard make consistently, but Drew Person needs an exceptionally clean pocket and a lot of time for his receivers to develop down the field.
Against Archbishop Ryan, Drew Person even mentioned how he felt really comfortable in the pocket when he was given almost a full 6 seconds on the second play of a drive when he threw a 57-yard touchdown pass to Luke Connolly, showing that when he does have time in the pocket, he definitely performs better. So what Downingtown East offensive line needs to do is keep those defensive linemen of West off of Persons.
Yeah. But again, another positive thing we saw from East was East defense and the way they were able to create those 3 forced fumbles. While they didn't recover all 3, they only recovered 2. It just shows how much better they are tackling. We saw multiple times throughout the first half that West was unable to, make tackles and drag East's ball carriers down, and it was giving them a couple extra lines. Now, Downingtown East also, they showed a couple times that they can break through West's offensive line and get pressure on Will Howard, but big plays from Will Howard have come consistently when he's given a clean pocket and can take shots down the field and show us how big his arm can really get.
Whenever Downingtown East has that nice pass rush on him, he always seems to throw it away or out of the field. So if Downingtown East's defensive line can get to him, he does seem to struggle.
Number 4 is Coatesville.
Here is the opening kickoff for the second half. Spencer Michalski to kick off. 2 receivers in the back for Downingtown East.
It'll be Basili and Bryan in the backfield. Consistently throughout this game, Michalski has usually kicked more towards his left because he is right-footed. So it looks like Bryan probably will be returning this ball.
Now, the wind has not been as big of a factor as we've thought it would be. Point after attempts have all gone through, haven't missed one yet for either team. These kickoffs have been going the distance or just very close to the end zone. The one thing I would note on kicking, though, is the distance that punts have been going. We've seen quite a few short punts when either team has elected to go that route after a 3-and-out or a 4th down comes up.
And it looks like the second half is about to get underway. Both teams in formation. They're both ready to get started. We're just waiting for the okay from both coaches and the referees.
Now there seems to be a bit of a huddle amongst the West players.
Could West possibly be planning revenge against Downingtown East for forcing a fumble on that first kickoff of the game?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Oh, and it looks like there was no secrets going on. The band just did not get all their materials off the field. No revenge for West.
From where we're sitting, it looks like a cool prop, but I'm sure to the on-field officials and the players, it must be a much bigger distraction than we're taking it to be.
No job too big, no job too small.
On the screen right now is the prop that they left on the field. That nice, beautiful, shiny, black dragon piece that West's marching band used in their performance. They were absolutely stellar tonight. Shout out to Jared Garthwaite. All right, both teams are taking the field again. It looks like it will be Basili and Stanley Bryant in the backfield as it was before. Bacholski will take the kick, as we mentioned. And now we are finally ready to get the second half underway. And here we go. Downingtown West on the kick. Back to Stanley Bryant. Looks like it'll just be a touchback for Downingtown East. They'll start the drive at the 20.
Kickoff goes into the end zone. Spencer Mocholski.
Now let's see if Downingtown East can establish that rushing attack that they showed us was so vicious and so effective against West at the beginning of the first half. Let's see if they can get some of that energy back again at the start of the second half. Person under center, 2 backs, 1 receiver to his left. Hands off to Ugla, shifts through the offensive line but doesn't get very far at all. It'll set up a 2nd and 10, no gain of yards for Ugla on that run.
Ugla carries the football. Ryan Waters in on the play.
We have 2 on the outside for Downingtown East. Lou Connolly on the left, James Vasili on the right. Person under center, handoff, and it looks like he won't gain any yards on this play. Downingtown East has a 3rd and 9 on their own 21.
Ugla, the ball carrier.
On their 22, 3rd and 8.
Initial hit on the play. It's a gain of a yard, 3rd down and 8.
Now, the only thing that I would really be a little bit concerned about if I was the coaching staff of Downingtown East is that the runs you're calling are getting a bit repetitive, and putting the ball in Drew Person's hands is seeming to be a 3rd down option like there's now. Puts it up in the air, and his
show is just short for the receiver.
Maybe a little bit of contact, but no flag. And Downingtown East punting unit will come out after a quick 3-and-out from Downingtown East to start this half.
And we saw Downingtown East change up their personnel there. They had the tight end, Connor Noble, and then 3 receivers out there. They had Connolly and Basili, and if they can continue that and change it up on West, they might be able to be successful. Because as we've seen so far, the run game has been shut down since East's 2nd possession. Mindek on the kick.
It's a low snap, line drive punt that goes farther than expected.
Beautiful punt by Downingtown East. It'll be all the way back at the 34. A thick 50-something yard punt.
The punt and 45 yards. No return. First down on the 33.
West on their own 33 to begin their drive.
Let's see, can Will Howard produce more of the magic we've seen from him throughout the season?
Both Williams and Lewis on the field for him right now.
It's a flip to Tyreek Lewis, I'm sorry, who will get close to the first down marker, but not enough. It'll be marked as a 2nd and 1 at West's 42-yard line. Should be a conversion and get West a new set of downs for them to continue their drive.
And West has come out full force since East's first 2 possessions. They have not been able, East's defense has not been able to contain them.
Howard under center, motion from his left to his right. It's a handoff to Tyreek Lewis, who will power his way past the first down marker and get West a new set of downs on their own 45-yard line.
Tyreek Lewis, only 5'9", powering past these giant bodies to give Downingtown West the first down. Very impressive.
Downingtown West to the 45, first and 10.
Howard in the shotgun formation. Motion on the field. Handoff to Williams. Oh, fake.
And kept it himself, and he got 6 yards on that.
A beautiful fake to Tyreek Lewis.
Will Howard keeps the football, picks up 6
Will
yards.
Howard is really showing us what he's able to do on his own, both with his arm and with his legs.
2nd and 4.
Howard in the shotgun again. 2 on his right, 2 in the backfield. Motion by Alex Rosano. Passes it off to Tyreek Lewis, and he gets taken down with about 5 yards to go.
Now that will set up a 3rd down and short for Downingtown West on Downingtown East's 49-yard line. Let's see if Downingtown East can get this stop and potentially get the ball back and get another try to get into West end zone and tie the game back up.
This stop is going to be huge for East if they can get it, getting that pump up back into the game.
Howard keeps it.
Looks for Williams, catches the ball, and it's a first down. Breaks a few tackles down at the 36 or 37.
Pass complete to Williams. Basilian.
Now, these are the kinds of plays that
Whippets.
we're seeing that West is having a lot more success with. When we're seeing East go into passing plays, it's consistently only on 3rd down.
No huddle. Set Howard under center. Throws the ball to Alex
Rosano
Rosano.
down the middle,
Down, and it'll be a touchdown for Downingtown West. Beautiful play by Downingtown West. Will Howard finds Alex Rosano open in the middle of the field.
Rosano for the 36-yard touchdown from Howard.
A 36-yard passing touchdown to Alex Rosano.
For Downingtown West.
That puts Downingtown West up 27-14, and they're looking to put it up 28-14 with Michalski's point after attempt.
So if we run spacing that motion away, we're going to roll those guys and we got one-on-one on the corner. Yep.
Into formation, both teams go. Rosano ready to hold the snap. And the kick is good for Michalski. He's made all 4 extra point attempts this game. He's been great for Downingtown West.
Now, honestly, if I was Downingtown East coaching staff, I'd be a little concerned and I'd be a little reflective right now. I don't know what the halftime talk was from both of these teams, but it's quite clear that West has come out with way more intensity than East has. East's first possession of this half was just a quick 3 and out. It was a run pass, set of 3 downs, very predictable. If I was East coaching staff, I'd look to switch up the play order a bit, get maybe Drew Person a little more rhythm so that West defense has to do a little more thinking than they already have.
And we know Downingtown East can throw the ball. Just last week against Avon Grove, there was a 45-yard rushing touchdown by Ugla. There was a 28-yard touchdown reception by Ugla. There were 6 carries and 2 touchdowns by Bryan.
Oh, God.
Oh, don't talk about coaching.
Hello.
That's a good return by Downingtown East. Brings it up to their about 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, and it'll be good field position for Drew Person and the Downingtown East offense to take over for their second possession of the second half.
We'll put it in play. Chesmont score, it's Coatesville 30, Avon Grove 3.
Let's see what Drew
Person under
Person
center.
does.
Snap the ball.
Keeps it himself. Already 2 pass rushers in the backfield. There were no blockers, though.
Doesn't look to be a gain of any yards for Downingtown East, but it's nice to see that they're going to try to establish the passing game here.
Pass is complete to George Balsam. Lozano in on the tackle.
Set up, boys. Get set up.
About 7.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Person under center. Handoff. Breaks. Looks like he'll get the first down. Good job by Spencer Ugla.
Now that's exactly what East needs, and they needed that especially then. They need way more of that if they want to have a chance or stand a chance in the rest of this game.
On the East 49.
It's good running by East. Let's see if they can continue that. Person again, hands off. Stanley Bryant, who will get around. 30, 20, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Stanley Bryant.
A beautiful 49-yard run for Stanley Bryan brings East back within 1 possession of the game.
And this is exactly what we've been seeing from Downingtown East all year. This is exactly what they needed and when they needed it. It seems as if they were almost responding to our commentary, Justin.
We feel the student section on this East side. It's electric. They felt Stanley Bryan's touchdown. They know they're back in the game now. Mindek will be taking the extra point attempt. Looks to the coaching staff. The point after will put them within 7 points if they make it. Snap is up, and the extra point looks to be good. It's 28-21. Downingtown East just scored a touchdown and brought it back within 1 possession.
Now we have 6:58 left in this third quarter, and I think we've seen a lot of positives from both teams. Downingtown East's first possession, first drive of this half was not what we saw from them in the opening of the game, but in the second possession they were able to bring it back quite quickly and bring the game within 1 score, 1 possession. Now I feel like this possession is going to be quite important if they want to tie the game up, make it a more competitive contest.
And with just above 20 minutes left in the game, Downingtown East still has a ton of time to score those extra 7 points and tie it up. This game is still anyone's, and it is far from over. It looks like it will be Williams on the return and Mindek on the kick for Downingtown East. And the ball is in the air. Shorter kick than we've seen. Caught at the 5. Lots of blocking, great run. He's at the 40, at the 50, 40. The 10, and it's a return touchdown for Downingtown West by Williams.
Julian Williams
responding to Downingtown East right away. They're back up by 2 possessions.
Now, for just 30 seconds ago, how loud we saw East student section get. I think we just saw the West student section multiply that by I don't know how much. The farther Julian Williams got downfield with that ball, the louder that crowd got. And you can hear how quiet and how stunned the East student section is.
The silence from the East student section is deafening. We can hear the West student section all the way over here. Michalski for the extra point, looking to put them up 35-21. Snap is up, and the point is good again. He's 5 for 5 on extra points tonight. You might want to add him on your fantasy team, folks.
Michalski kicks the extra point. The score is Downingtown West 35, Downingtown East 21.
What a beautiful return from Julian Williams for Downingtown West. The blocking from the special teams was amazing. Found the pockets he needed to, broke some tackles, and ended up in the end zone, putting them up 35-21. And from all the way in the commentator booth, we can hear West student section chanting, "We can't hear you." East needs to respond with something of equal caliber to get themselves back in the game. Same as we've seen before, Michalski kicking, Basili and Bryan in the backfield.
Might be the longest in the rivalry here.
Ball up to Bryan again, it'll be short. Caught at the 3-yard line, let's see if he can get a nice return off of it. Makes
Looks
it
to have
through,
some space.
breaks some tackles. He will be down, he's still up and going. What a tackle break, look at him go down at the 46. Stanley Bryan absolutely taking control of Downingtown West special teams.
It's not a touchdown return, but it is an injection of energy that I think Downingtown East desperately needed after that absolute dagger that Downingtown West special teams put into them just a few moments ago.
5-yard return. It'll be first down on the 47.
Person under center. Dropped pass.
Smart decision, Marcus.
6:30 left in the third quarter, 35-21 Downingtown West.
Now that we saw just instantly, there was no protection for Person. It was just soft play action, and the Downingtown West pass rusher was able to get past that Downingtown East offensive line and get to Drew Person and force him to make a quick throw that bounced off of his fullback's hands. Quick throw to the outside. Caught.
Luke Connolly gets the first down. Downingtown East will have a new set of downs to work with at Downingtown West's 47.
Now, if this is the kind of stuff that Drew Person and Downingtown East can keep up, I think they're going to get back into this game quite quickly.
10-yard gain. It's first down and 10 on the Downingtown West 43.
2 in the back, 2 on the outsides. Person hands it off. Breaks some tackles, gets about a 3 to 4 yard gain. Fantastic run by Downingtown East.
He'll be spotted at the West 40-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 7 for this Downingtown East offense.
Watch that shot play down the middle.
2nd and 7 on the 40.
Connolly and Basili on the left for Downingtown East.
There's a handoff
Rush
down
up
the middle.
Oh.
That looked like a late hit, but there's no flag to be seen on the ground.
The crowd erupts in protest against the referee's decision there.
Ugla carries the football. Will Mahmood.
3rd and 6. Now, this is an important 3rd down for Downingtown East. If this drive stalls, I don't see where they're going to be able to get some more motivation from to bring this back.
Morrow on the right. Basili, play call dead. Flag on the field.
Flag just as it started.
Pass is incomplete.
Looks
It'll
like
be
the
4th down
referees.
for the Cougars.
It's a false start. That
on
was
the offense.
declined by
We're still waiting for confirmation on what the official call was.
It's going to be, that penalty was
False
accepted.
start.
It's a false start. They'll set up a 3rd and 11
now
from
for the Cougars on the 44.
Downingtown West's 44-yard line. Now, Person in shotgun, 4 receivers, 1 running back in the backfield. Motion across his backfield. Cuts out. Pass rush came quickly. Ball is floated up in the air. Almost picked off by
Pass
Alex
incomplete.
Rosano, who's making a run in front of his man to get on his hands on that ball. Fell through his hands, but 4th and 11, good stop, good defense by Downingtown West to prevent that 3rd down conversion.
Good look from Drew.
Downingtown East punting unit will come out.
Good look from Drew Persons looking to go deep for Luke Connolly there. He also had Nick Mara in there. If he can complete those passes, we definitely will still see East fighting back in this game.
Yeah, I'm liking this passing-focused optimism that Downingtown East is showing in Drew Person. The chances he's taking are definitely positive going upfield, but the execution is a little off. But eventually, he will have to make those throws, and some plays will be made for Downingtown East to break this game back open and swing the momentum in their favor.
Mindek on the kick. Special teams hoping for not another returning. And flag on the play. It'll look like it'll be interference on Downingtown East. Looks as if there was a fair catch called and they interfered.
Taken down to the 1, but there's a flag on the field.
About 4:41 left in the 3rd quarter here. Still 35-21, Downingtown West leads.
Now this is interesting because the ball was actually spotted outside at the 1-yard line, but because of this flag, we will see the ball moved up to potentially, let's see where the refs spot it. And that interfering with the punt returner is in fact a 15-yard penalty that puts the ball at Downingtown West's own 50.
So it'll be first down on the
26-yard line.
West.
Let's see, can Will Howard put this game away? Put it out of reach of Downingtown East. Shotgun, motion from Tyreek Lewis, keeps, throws to Julian Williams.
Breaks another
Dodges,
tackle.
breaks 2 tackles and is taken down on the 3rd attempt.
Thank you all to the 753 that are currently tuned into this broadcast.
Jones in on the
This is Sashwat and I's first time announcing a game, so we appreciate you guys putting up with it.
On the East 49.
Now, the tackling deficiency that we saw from West at times in the first half has been completely eradicated, or almost transferred to East. We saw Julian Williams make 2 tackle dodges.
Handoff to Lewis.
What a... Lewis will get a gain of about 5.
Down at the 44.
Justin Townsend and on the tackle for
2nd and 5.
And this is good aggressive offense from Downingtown West. I'm liking what we're seeing here.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
Just under 4 minutes remaining in the quarter. 44 yards to go to the end zone for West. 2nd and 5. Howard in shotgun.
3 receivers, 1 in motion. It's Tyreek Lewis. Howard keeps the ball himself. Bottled up, but not before he gets a gain. That'll set up a 3rd and short for Downingtown West.
The fake handoff to Tyreek Lewis allowed Will Howard to go forward about 2 yards.
2 yards.
Again, another opportunity for Downingtown East to get a stop
3rd and 3.
and perhaps force a punt from Downingtown West.
Williams and Lewis on the outside. Drew Person in shotgun formation, 1 in the back.
Rosano motioning across the backfield, ends up on Howard's, keeps, short dump. And
a great reception by Evan Wickersham right there.
And another conversion on 3rd down by Downingtown West.
Screen to Maximus Hale.
It seems that they're able to move the ball, move the chains almost on command, and that the Downingtown East defense that's ranked 1 in the Chesmont area has not been what it has been over the last 6 weeks.
Will Howard in the back again.
Keeps.
Balls up in the air to Tyreek Lewis. breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles. He's down at the 15, the 10, the 5. Another touchdown for Downingtown West, putting them up another possession. A fantastic tackle break, 2 of them by Tyreek Lewis right there, allowing Downingtown West to score again.
Is the touchdown machine, Tyreek Lewis. We've seen he can score 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns almost whenever he wants, and what he's been able to do today with the ball in his hands has been extraordinary for Downingtown West's offense. It's been impossible for Downingtown East to stop, and they've had very little success at it.
I mean, before this game alone, 689 yards, averaging 9.2 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns. Those numbers are unreal for a high school running back. And Steven Michalski puts in the point again. He's 6 for 6 on the night, making the score 42 Downingtown West, 21 Downingtown East.
21. Touchdown drive covered 74 yards in 5 plays in 2 minutes, 31
Still
seconds.
have just above 14 minutes. Game is not over quite yet. And just as we've seen every single time when West kicks off, it'll be Michalski on the kick, Basilian Bryant in the back.
We've seen a load of comebacks from football teams across the years in Downingtown. Both of these schools have had their share of comebacks. Can Downingtown East mount their own in the remaining quarter and spare minutes that is left in front of them?
Bryant needs a big return here. Ball's in the air. Looks like it's probably going to be a touchback. Touchback for Downingtown East. They'll start at the 20.
Touchback for Michalski, and it's 1st and 10 on the 20.
Michalski's been great this game. He hasn't been allowing Downingtown East to return his kickoffs very often. Spencer Ugla in the back for Downingtown East. Connolly on the right.
2 backs behind Drew Person. 2 receivers to his right. Handoff Ugla, who splits up the middle.
Gain of about 6. Not bad at all for Downingtown East.
Ugla, the ball carrier, Waters in on the tackle. Pickup of 7.
Now, that kind of play from Ugla especially is going to be necessary if East wants to mount this comeback. Here's another handoff to him, but he won't get anywhere. It'll set up a 3rd and short for Downingtown East to convert. They haven't been too great tonight as a combination of their own play execution and Downingtown West's great defense and getting pressure on Drew Person. Let's see what they do. Another handoff, but he's tripped up. Stanley Bryant tripped up in the backfield and can only get to his line of scrimmage, setting up a 4th and short that East will elect not to take. They'll send out their punting unit.
No gain. It's 4th down.
With only 1 quarter to remain and 3 touchdowns necessary for East, I don't know what's going through their minds right now. But they've just elected to kick the ball this time, thinking they're still comfortable. They think they're going to get all 3 possessions they'll need in the 4th quarter. Mindek will punt again. He's had nice line drive kicks all night.
If I was East, I would have taken a shot on this play. I mean, it's 3rd down. It's 4th down, and you have 3 yards to convert. I'm sure you could find a quick outside pass that would have gotten you the yards, but there's Mindek on the punt. It's a nice line drive taken by Julian Williams, and a lot of space in front of him.
To the house.
And he is going to be not taken down. Another return on special teams by Julian Williams.
Williams has been absolutely amazing on special teams tonight. That's his 2nd return touchdown. Downingtown East special teams just can't do anything against him.
And the East student section has become remarkably quiet. We saw 2 eruptions of noise in the beginning of this game on the first 2 East possessions with those touchdowns, but now West has really taken over this game, only allowing 1 scoring possession in the last 2 quarters. What a defensive show by Downingtown West in dominating this battle of the Brandywine.
I mean, call Williams a Tesla Model S because he goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. Extra point's good. That's 7 for Macholski on the night.
Kicks the extra point.
Shout out to Maggie and Melissa for listening. Scores 49 to 21 Downingtown West. They'll be kicking off again.
The 70 points on the scoreboard matches the all-time record in this game set in 2010 when Downingtown East won 42 to 28.
We just received word this is the tied for the high-scoring East-West game of all time. Touchback Downingtown East, they'll start at the 20.
Touchback puts the ball on the 20.
Let's see, will we get more of the same from Downingtown East, or will we get a new refreshed offensive look in the end of this third quarter?
Pick 6 here.
Flip to Ugla, who will
Tyreek Lewis on the tackle.
Ball carrier, Lewis
Amazing on the
tackle.
offense and the defense.
Second down.
That's a quarter. Put your 4 fingers up, fellas.
And that will end the third quarter. Downingtown West leads 49 to 21. A fantastic game, a fantastic showing from both teams here.
Downingtown West 49, Downingtown
East will need 4
21.
touchdowns in the fourth quarter in order to tie the game up, which can very well be done. We know that they can come from behind.
What an offensive masterclass by Downingtown West, and their offense led by Will Howard, scoring 4 times, 2 special teams scores for Downingtown West, and just breaking this game open and putting East almost to bed with just a quarter remaining in this game. Let's see if East can mount a comeback in this fourth quarter, or if West will continue their dominance and show us why they are champions of the Brandywine.
I mean, West has been solid all around this game. On the offense, on the defense, on special teams especially. We know that they're amazing in all feats of the game, and East just needs to catch up to that. It can still very well be done as they have possession to start the fourth quarter. They'll be starting at their 25. 2nd and 5. Each team still has 3 timeouts. Person in the pocket, 3 receivers on his left, one on his right, 1 in the back. The ball is snapped. It looks like he'll pass it. Amazing reception. He'll break out into the field. He's at the 50. Breaks the tackle by Lewis at the 40. Oh, wow, what
Pulls his man along the ground.
fantastic reception by, I believe that was James Basili on the reception. Breaking the tackle from Tyreek Lewis and then almost breaking the second tackle, which would have brought him to the end zone. It looks like we have an injury on the field.
29.
We have a player down. We'll be taking a short break to make sure that he's okay.
48-yard pass play.
Who's 30? Marcus Gainer. Really? Marcus is down? Yes.
and he's walking off the field right now. We hope he's okay. Downingtown East taking the field back, 1st and 10 on the 29. Each team still has 3 timeouts. 11:41 on the clock.
Person in the shotgun. 3 out right, 1 out left. Straight, some go routes, quick catch from Stanley Bryan, who will break a tackle.
It looked as if there was holding on the jersey on that play.
Pass complete to Stanley Bryan.
Good move for 11 yards.
First down on the 18.
It's nice to see East developing the pass here. Quick, short, they're gaining a good amount of yards. They got another first down at the 18.
Let's see if they can continue this. Person in gun, same setup as last play. Quick throw.
Down
Powering through.
is Nick Lovenguth.
Sorry, Nick, for not being able to pronounce your last name, but amazing catch and
Pass
play to
complete
move your team's chains.
to Kevin Noble.
That'll bring East to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal.
Hunter Noble. Julian Williams at the tackle.
Flip to Stanley Bryant. He'll get out of the backfield and punch his way into the end zone.
Touchdown for Downingtown East. That's what they needed to start this quarter. They're still in the game. With that possession, this becomes the all-time highest scoring game between Downingtown East and West.
Touchdown.
Fantastic run by Stanley Bryant there, keeping East alive. 3 quick plays, each gaining another set of downs, and East ends with a touchdown. It'll be Mindek on the kick for the point after. And it is...
Snap, hold, kick, through the uprights, and into the parking lot.
49-28, Downingtown West leads. We'd like to see another East force fumble like they did in the beginning of the game. That could definitely help team morale and get them back within 2 possessions if they can recover and get a quick touchdown.
Mindek kicks the extra point. Score is Downingtown West 49, Downingtown East 28.
East won't be attempting an onside kick. It's still early in the game.
Ugla and Bryan have over 100 yards rushing each.
Both Spencer Ugla and Stanley Bryan have had 100+ yards on the night. Mindek on the kick. Ball's in the air. Short kick, bobbled, recovered by Downingtown West. It'll be spotted at the 32-yard line. I'm not sure what East was going for there, but it seemed to force West to bobble the ball. However, West does remain with possession.
32-yard line.
From their own 32, let's see, can they put this game to bed? Can Will Howard produce one more piece of magic? Can Tyreek Lewis? Can Julian Williams? Can any of them
Rosano on the right.
finally put this game down?
Under center is Howard. Ball snapped, handed off, breaks a tackle, and taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That looks like it's going to be a loss of 1 or 2 yards for Downingtown West.
Now the problem here is that West is going to be completely content with letting this clock tick down on runs.
For the Cougars.
If they can run the clock down, force East to burn their timeouts, it'll be a big thing, and East will have to make quick, long, home run kind of shot plays to even try to get themselves back into this game. I will remind you, it is a 3-score game just for East to tie and force this game to take another quarter.
Flag on the play.
Flag before the snap.
You got movement on us.
I think we're gonna see. It's gonna be false start on the offense.
That'll
False
push
start.
them back to the 24. It'll be 2nd and 18 for Downingtown West.
Everybody except coach.
It's important for East to stop them here as early as they can. Hope for a 3 and out, get the ball back.
Yep, I can hear you.
Hi,
I just
Samantha.
can't hear Coach.
Now we're seeing that West is just completely content in letting this tick down to the end of the play clock, just so that Will Howard bobbling in the air.
Intercepted
Picked
by
off.
East. Or no, it looks like Williams comes out with the ball. I lied. It's so hard to see from up here, but it's okay. East intercepts the ball. They'll get the ball at around the 45.
Now, James Vasily, what he's done with forcing that initial fumble on West's first kickoff return, and now the pick here, setting up East with good field position to hopefully target another touchdown drive. Let's see what Drew Person and the rest of East can pull out this time.
9:30 remaining in the quarter and in the game. They can definitely still score 3 touchdowns here to tie it up.
Person shotgun, motion from left to right.
Luke Connolly running.
It is a strip, fumble.
And it looks like it's going to be it'll be a forced fumble by number 22.
That is a scoop and score by Downingtown West. Where was the blocking?
Good job by
East.
Sean
That
Pelkison.
offensive line.
Races
Sean Pelkison, the defensive end
35
for
yards
Downingtown
for
West,
the
knocks the ball,
touchdown.
picks it up, returns it for a touchdown.
I'm sorry, I thought that he passed the ball to the 50-yard. I had to quickly change it.
In any case, a scoop and score like that is the last thing East needed. Just have over 9 minutes to play in this battle of the Brandywine. And if this kick goes to plan, West will lead by 4 scores, and they do indeed lead by 4 scores now.
Kicks the extra point. The score is now Downingtown West 56.
So,
Downingtown East
from
20.
what became James Basile's pick of Will Howard turns into a scoop and score for Sean Pelkison and the rest of Downingtown West. Man, the defense and special teams of Downingtown West has really showed out tonight and has scored 3 combined touchdowns, 2 returns, and the scoop and score you just saw to put West up 28 points. The score is 56 points for West, 28 points for East. And Spencer Michalski and the West kickoff unit coming out to the 40-yard line for another kickoff.
He's not in here. He's on this side.
Fantastic game for the special teams by West tonight. Michalski on the kick. Out to Bryant yet again.
A lot of hang time. Stanley Bryant on a return has some space in front of him. Dodges 1 tackle, dodges 2. He has some space. Tyreek Lewis does not bring him down, and Stanley Bryant, what he has done for East special teams on the return game, giving them good field position, not pinning them at the 20 where they normally start for touchbacks. Stanley Bryant has brought the ball all the way out to the 40. Let's see, can Drew Person and East's offense marshal a comeback and bring this game back and give West a scare?
Four receivers out for Person. Ball snap, shotgun formation, hands it off. It'll be a nice run
Stanley.
at the 50, the 40, the 30. Be taken down at the 20. Great job by Stanley Bryant getting a nice 40-yard rush.
Oh, sorry, that is actually Spencer Ugla. What a run by Spencer.
Ball is marked at the 17. It'll be 1st and 10 for East, 17 yards out.
And another chunk play that sets up short field in West's red zone, just like we saw on East last score. Can they score again? The clock is ticking down. Person takes the snap, looks over, misses, but I don't think it would have been complete if his receiver had brought that down.
Downingtown East on the 18, 2nd and 10, 8:46 left on the clock. 56-28 Downingtown West. Movement on the field, looks like it'll be a false start on the defense. I mean on the offense, my bad. That'll bring the ball out of the red zone for Downingtown East. It'll be 2nd and 15, and they'll be on the 23. Clock holds at 8:46. 3 timeouts left for each team. West doubling East's score of 28 with their own 56. Persons in shotgun, drops back, quick throw to Connor Noble, taken down at the 18.
The pass complete. Nick
Stream
Lovenberg.
is like a little bit behind.
Aaron Skeiner in on the tackle.
Person, 3 on his left, 1 on his right.
Handed
Hands
off on
to
3rd and
Stanley
9.
Bryant, who will burst into the end zone yet again.
What an electrifying game for both offenses, both putting up 30-plus points in this game.
Stanley Bryant goes 17 yards for the Downingtown East touchdown.
8:13 on the clock. If this extra point from Mindek goes through the uprights, we're still looking at a 3-score game.
With 8 minutes left, that's still not impossible.
Looks like West got through, but could not ultimately block the kick. It is now 35 for East, 56 points for Downingtown West. Still not out of the question for a comeback from East, but East defense has a lot of work to do if they want to even have the notion of a comeback in their heads.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to Maddie Perkins for making this whole stream possible. She is STEM TV's director, and she's done a great job of managing everything tonight so you guys all at home can watch the game. It'll be Mindek on the kick. Lots of Downingtown West players very close up.
It's a short kick that will go out of bounds, which is obviously a penalty that will move the ball upfield rather than where it left out.
First and 10 on the 35 for Downingtown West. 8:13 left remaining in the game. Let's see what Will Howard and his offense can do here. See Alex Rosano on the right. Looks to be
a tight formation. Howard's back.
Go to Rosano, catches it, and 3 guys tackle him all at once. Taken down after a gain of 1 yard, maybe.
Now, importantly, Rosano did manage to stay in bounds, and as we can see, the clock continues to tick down. Less than 8 minutes remaining in this game, and the chances of an East comeback dwindling as the clock also ticks down. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Downingtown West at the 36-yard line, their own 36.
And with 15 seconds left in the play clock, you know West is going to be using a ton of them. They're going to huddle up before every play. Howard in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Handed off to Rosano. Gain of about 3 or 4.
It'll come up to West 38-yard line. Set up a 3rd and 7 for West to convert. Again, the clock continues to tick down, and we are just reaching the 7-minute mark left in this game between Downingtown East and Downingtown West. If you're just joining us, you've missed an electric 3 quarters from Downingtown West and East as they've both gone through in this shootout of a game. Here's West with the ball, attempting to put it down, but we'll see what happens and what East can put up. 4 receivers. Howard keeps on this 3rd down, looks to step up. He does step up. He gets forced out of bounds, but also gets the 1st down, giving West a new set of downs. However, the clock does stop.
Will Howard.
Great acceleration by Will Howard there.
First down on the
Explodes out of the pocket and gives his team a new set of downs.
Person under center, hands off, and a good run by Tyreek Lewis to almost get another 1st down for...
spotted just short of the 1st down.
It'll be a 2nd and 1 for West to convert. Again, the clock continues to fade as we reach the closing stages of this edition of the Battle of the Brandywine. We hope those of you watching at home have had an enjoyable experience on this live stream. STEM TV has done an amazing job putting this together. Justin and I have had a great time commentating, our first time commentating a football game of this scale or any football game in general. So we thank you for your patience and your participation in our live stream. Here's another handoff, but it's stuffed, and we'll see if West was able to convert, and the referees seem not to be giving West that first down.
Max Hale does not get the 1st down there. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1. Downingtown East is going to want to force a stop right here.
And on the
3rd and short, lots of options. Howard could pass, Howard could run.
3rd down and 1.
Howard could hand off. Lots of things for West's offense to look into, but most importantly, East does need a stop. 5:12 left on the clock.
Williams, Rosano, Lewis, the 3-headed beast on the field for Howard. Ball's handed off to Max Hale, and it looks like he got the 1st down.
The referees will give him the forward progress, and he will get 1st and 10. A new set of 1st down, a new 1st down, and a new set of downs for West.
Down, yard gain, Max Jonas Saint, and on the tackle, it'll be 1st and 10, Downingtown West inside the 45.
4:40 left in the game. Downingtown West taking it at East's 44. Ball snapped. Howard under center, hands it off to Max Hale again,
who is battling his way through tackles and is eventually stopped after what looks to be a 6 or 7 yard run.
Carries the football. PJ
They'll give him 5, in fact, for that run. So they'll set up a 2nd and 5. Clock continues to run just as we reach 4 minutes left in this Battle of the Brandywine.
West is going to huddle up again as they have all this drive. They know the game is almost all but won.
Howard takes the snap, hands it off. A new first down and looks, gashes, carries, and is brought down at the 10-yard line.
A great run by Sean Pelkison there, breaking so many defenders.
That just might be the final shot to Downingtown East's comeback chances.
First and goal.
3.5 minutes left,
and
West look to be in scoring range. We know how many threats and how many weapons they seem to have on their offense. And
they're looking to push for 60 points, looking for their 9th touchdown of the game.
Now West has averaged just over 40 points per game this season, and as you can see, they've far exceeded that total today. East has come into this game averaging just about 37 and 35 points, right about on the money for what they're normally accountable for, but West's offense just jumped it up to a whole new level and was able to burn East defense tonight.
I mean, this is why Downingtown West offense is ranked first. They score so many points per game. Their rushing game is insane. Will Howard can throw a mean pass down the field. What don't they have? And it looks like West is going to stay in the huddle. They might call a timeout with only 7 seconds left on the play clock. And it looks like they will call a timeout. Surprisingly, this is the first timeout used in the half with only 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the game.
Next week, Downingtown West will be over at Westchester East for a non-conference game this year, as Westchester East has joined the American Division. By the way, Westchester East was leading Kennett tonight.
Next week, Downingtown West will play Westchester East, who is the only other team that East were trailing at the half this season. East did end up coming out on top on that game, so we'll see if West can do that again. We'll see if West can come out on top next week.
For the first time ever.
2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the half. 56-35 for Downingtown West. 2nd and 3.
I think East will have a lot of takeaways defensively from this game in terms of limiting the high-powered offenses they're going to see throughout the rest of the year and in the playoffs if they continue to progress into the championship stages of their football season. And now we see Will Howard has been taken out of the game.
3, Evan Wickersham.
And another stop at the goal line for Downingtown East. It'll be spotted at the 1-yard line, and the clock will tick down just past 2 minutes.
Quincy Peterson, the ball
And what a wonderful
carrier
game played
for
from
the
both
Whippets.
teams today. I mean, we've seen so many scoring plays, a great game for the viewers to watch. Definitely one of the best battle of the Brandywines in recent memory. 1:45 left on the clock for the game.
And from what we saw from East's offense with their running game at the very beginning of the game itself, scoring 2 quick touchdowns and then being held to 3 scores over the next 3 quarters is something that I think will be taken into consideration when game planning for other opponents with strong defenses.
That'll be a touchdown for Downingtown West by Evan Wickersham.
Downingtown West touchdown.
1:24 still left on the clock.
And now West is just running up the score.
It is 62-35. Spencer Michalski looking to make it 63-35. Looks like Downingtown West is amping up to storm the field at the end of the game. Point up, and it is good. That is Michalski's 9th point of the night. Yeah, 9th point after. Spencer Michalski. I'm sorry for I keep calling you Steven.
Score is Downingtown West 63, Downingtown East 35. It's the first time a Downingtown team has scored 63 points since they beat Altoona. Since Downingtown High beat Altoona 63-19.
Now this is also matching the record for the most points put up by Downingtown High School, even before its division into the East and West campuses, by either team since they beat Altoona so many years ago. We'll see what East elects to do with the remaining minute and change that they have left on the clock. 3 timeouts. It's about to 4-score a game. I don't see any tangible way in which East can score 4 touchdowns in the next minute and 24 seconds.
And I've said it 9 times before, and I'll say it one last time. Michalski on the kick for West, and Basili and Bryan in the backfield. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in to this year's East versus West high school football game. We've had a great time, and we hope you guys have had one too. Kick in the air by Michalski. Ball's up. And it'll be a touchback for Downingtown East. They will start at the 20. First and 10 at the 20 for Downingtown East. This will probably be their last possession of the game.
The quarterback.
Person in the shotgun. East not electing to take timeouts, just letting this game clock run down. Just about a little over a minute remaining.
Let's see if they have some fanfare here. Try to score a nice long touchdown. Person drops back into the pocket. Nice pass to Luke Connolly, who'll be running past many defenders. Take it to midfield, and he will be taken out with about 48 yards to go to the end zone.
To Luke Connolly. Nashir Norris Harrison on the tackle.
Takes the ball out of bounds with 46.3 seconds left to play. Ball spotted at the 47.
Cougars. On the West 47.
Clock ticking down. They did not spot it out of bounds. Person drops back. No pressure. Dropped ball just at the 20-yard line, but there was pressure coming on that receiver.
Just over 30 seconds left in this game. Downingtown East looks like they'll make one or two last pushes to the end zone. We can hear the West crowds chanting in song already.
Here's Drew Person at West's 47-yard line. One of the final plays of this game. Quick throw. Tackle broken.
Will it be spotted out of bounds is the question.
The clock continues to run. And based on the play clock, that should be the game.
It's unclear whether East is going to try to... It looks like they might try to take one more play. That's Persons in the shotgun. 3 receivers on his right, 1 on his left. He drops back. Ball's in the air. And dropped. And what a wonderful game we had there. Downingtown West beats Downingtown East 63-35 in the highest scoring East versus West game of all time. To everyone watching at home, we'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to listening to Sashwa and I commentate for the first time. We'd like to thank STEMTV for putting this whole production together, Maddie Perkins for managing everything tonight, and both teams for playing their hearts out on the field and really showing all the fans what high school football is about. My name is Justin Lischuk.
I'm Sashwat Venkatesh.
And this is us signing off.
Good night.